Help! I've been injured in a car crash. What do I do? Do I need a lawyer? This video is going to describe the 7 steps that you must take if you've been injured in a car crash. This is a series of videos that's designed to help you understand and navigate personal injury law. I cover all kinds of topics like car crashes in this video. I also cover unsafe products like in this video. So check out those videos, check out the playlists that they're on, subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell to make sure that you get notifications of new videos that come out. I've been fighting for people injured in car crashes, in falls, and by unsafe products for over 25 years. I'm here and I created this channel to help keep you informed and keep you safe and make sure that you can maximize your recovery in an injury. Okay, let's get into it. You're sitting at a stoplight, you're listening to music. It's Thursday night, you're looking forward to the weekend. It's warm outside, you've got big plans, and all of a sudden, pow, you're in a crash. What are the steps that you have to take? The first thing you should do is stay at the scene. Now, it goes without saying that leaving the scene of a crash is a traffic violation just for a property damage crash, but can actually be a misdemeanor or even a felony in some states if somebody dies during the crash or is severely injured during the crash. Also, you want to start looking around, seeing if there are witnesses to the crash and how you might go about talking to them. The second thing is to call the police. Now that creates 2 things that you're going to need. The first thing is that the police are going to generate a report. There's going to be an on-the-scene investigation. It probably isn't going to be much more than whatever responding officer shows up is going to ask witnesses, talk to you, talk to the other driver or drivers, talk to passengers, what did they see, what happened, and possibly issue tickets. Now, if you've been injured in an accident that's not your fault, that's very important because you're going to want to see that the other driver was ticketed. You're going to want to use that later because that's evidence of negligence on their part to say that that person followed too close, did not drive at a speed that was appropriate to conditions. That is a violation of statute in most states. Where I'm in New York State, it's known as imprudent speed. So it's not that you're ticketed for speeding, it's that you're ticketed for going too fast because of the conditions of the road, whether it's icy or wet, or whether there's a lot of traffic. It could be passing a red light, an unsafe lane change. But having those tickets can help you in the long run because it is an argument that the other driver was at fault for the crash. So calling the police and getting them involved, especially if you've been injured, is important. Step 3, if you're able to, get the names and addresses of any witnesses, any bystanders who saw the crash, because you're going to want to have them contacted later on. What your attorney will do, should you decide to hire an attorney, is probably send an investigator out to collect statements from these witnesses and then use those statements later on, and also to have an idea if the case should go to trial, if the case should be sued, and those witnesses, we have to take their depositions, in other words, their sworn statements. We want to have that statement, or you're going to want to have that statement in hand to make it easier for the lawyer to prepare for those depositions or to prepare that testimony so that it can come in. The 4th thing that you need to do is obviously seek medical treatment if you need it. Don't wait. If you may at the scene not feel anything, the adrenaline may be flowing and you might not really feel any pain or anything like that. But later on, if you don't have to be transported by ambulance from the scene, if you do start to feel severe pain in your neck, in your back, in your shoulders, in your knee, wherever it is, go to the emergency room, get treatment. They will probably just look at you, give you an x-ray, probably give you some ibuprofen, tell you to follow up with your doctor. Now, this is especially true if you suffer a head injury. If you're starting to have symptoms of a concussion, this is more frequent than you might think. If you're jerked violently forward, your brain may hit against the front of your skull, and that can cause concussion symptoms. So watch out for dizziness, blurred vision, nausea, lethargy, not knowing where you are. If somebody asks you, do you know what day it is? Do you know where you are? Do you know where you were coming from? And you can't answer those questions, you should definitely seek medical treatment. That also may be a larger injury. You do want to get that treatment right away if there's a potential traumatic brain injury. And even a mild traumatic brain injury, a mild concussion, I mean, there's really no such thing, but a mild concussion can potentially cause some severe damage down the line, and you've got to treat it early, and they've got to give you the protocols so that you can recover from the injury. Okay, we've gone over a few steps here on what to do in a motor vehicle crash. Is there anything that you think I've missed? Do you have questions about anything that's in this video or what to do? Leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be sure to check them out and make sure I get back to you on them. Okay, so you've stayed at the scene, you've talked to witnesses, you've contacted the police, you've spoken with the police, you've started to get medical treatment. Make sure you contact your insurer, especially if you're a New York State resident or you live in a no-fault insurance state. It's very important that you talk to your insurance adjuster. The reason that you do that is you want to put them on notice and you want to get the paperwork so that you can start getting medical treatment paid for. No Fault in New York State will pay a certain amount. Now, I guarantee you they will have one of their doctors look at you and try to stop that treatment as soon as practically possible. But at the outset, you want to contact them so that you get the paperwork. Because the other thing about no fault in New York is that you're entitled to lost wages. If you miss time from work because of your recovery, you can still get some of that paid. So getting that paperwork on time, and there are deadlines. So if you do hire an attorney, check with your attorney to make sure that you know what those deadlines are so that you get that paperwork in time so that you can receive your benefit. The sixth thing you're going to want to do is, as soon as you can, get a copy of the police report. Because if you hire an attorney, the attorney's going to want that right away to see what happened. And oftentimes the report will contain a narrative as to what happened. Will also explain what tickets were there. It will also have information probably about the insurance company for the other driver, so that insurance carrier can be contacted, especially if you've been injured and you've lost time from work and you've lost money due to out-of-pocket medical expenses. Those are all things that your lawyer is going to want to work on. Getting the police report is also going to get the attorney a feel for what happened. The seventh thing you're going to want to do, and the last thing you're going to want to do, as far as these 7 things that are a must-do, is contact an attorney as soon as you possibly can. Now, of course, get your medical treatment. Feel better, make sure that you get home and you can start to convalesce. But start contacting an attorney at that point. There is a funny story from around here. There's a law firm that actually has an office across the street from a major trauma center in the area. And a lawyer recounted a story of a guy walking in, bleeding profusely from the head, wanting to ask about hiring a lawyer. And the lawyer, to his credit, said, "Buddy, have you been to the hospital yet?" He's like, "No, this just happened." He said, "Well, go across the street to the hospital and then get treated and come back and see us." So, yes, it's important to have a lawyer in your corner, but make sure that we get through all that treatment and then contact an attorney. How do you find that attorney? Well, there's one right here on YouTube with you. But there's also attorneys I would suggest talking to family, talking to friends who have been in accidents, who have used a personal injury attorney, and get recommendations from them. Find out what their experiences are. But it's going to be very important to get that attorney on your side so that if the insurance carrier starts sending you checks and money and releases and documents to sign, that you're not signing something that hinders your rights down the road, especially if you have a very severe injury that may cause permanent damage or may even cause problems with your ability to work in the future or reduce your income. So getting that attorney on your side is also very important and will help you negotiate with the insurance carrier. I know we threw a lot at you pretty quickly here. But I also have a free PDF on my website. And if you use the address below, I'll make sure that you get a copy. This PDF is going to explain to you and help you navigate a personal injury suit, whether that is a car crash like we've been talking about, or a fall, or a suit involving an unsafe product. But it's available at that address. And if you've been injured in a crash, please contact me at the email address below or through my website, www.jeffmarionlaw.com. I'll be happy to sit down with you for free and go over your case with you. Click on the bell to get notifications of new videos. I've got the circle here on the page that you can click on to subscribe to the channel. You can also click on the video that I've got here if you want more information about personal injury. Check back regularly because we've always got new videos out, and we'll see you next time.